Greetings, gig getters. This is Tim David with another Q&A session. If you haven't met me before, I am the packaging and promotional magician for speakers who want to earn 5 figures per speech in the corporate business space. Now, the question of the day comes from Peggy Bell, and she asks, Tim, you speak about making money for corporate. I'm assuming you mean from corporate. Can you make money in other arenas as well, such as personal development? Well, Peggy, there are actually 8 markets for the speaking world. 8 markets that pay speakers to speak to their audiences. Now, the first is and these are I'm going to give these in no particular order. Okay, these are just as they kind of come to me here. But the first is corporations. This is largely where I work. I work in primarily for corporate and business audiences. Number 2, small businesses. Now, you may think those are the same, but some corporations certainly run differently and in different circles than many SMEs, small to medium enterprises. So I put those in a separate category. Sometimes I even create different offerings for corporations versus small businesses. Number 3, associations. If you attended our Next Stage Speaking Summit this year, and if you haven't, get over to nextstagesummit.com and grab some of those free recordings. But Ed Rigsby spoke on marketing day 2, I believe. No, Ed Rigsby spoke on day 7, which was opportunities day. And he talked about the wonderful world of speaking for associations. And yes, they do pay, but they're also these amazing pregnant pet presentations that Arel Moody sort of coined that phrase. And those presentations are opportunities in and of themselves to generate lots and lots and lots of business. I know I tell the story of when I spoke to an association during Neil Gordon's interview and how I turned that 1 gig into 9 gigs, 9 more gigs, and it was something like $87,000 right out of the gate. Okay, so the associations, number 3. Number 4, government. You can speak to government groups and government, factions or whatever. You can speak to armed forces. You can speak to all different areas of government. They're sort of their own category there. Number 5, nonprofit organizations will hire and will pay speakers. All right. This is a very important distinction on this list. There are some markets who will hire speakers but not pay them. All right. These are the markets that will pay speakers. And again, the 4 and 5 figure fees that a lot of speakers are hoping for. So that is number 5, nonprofit organization. Number 6, religious groups. Churches, synagogues, religious groups of all kinds, all shapes, all sizes, all varieties will pay speakers. Now, if you just go to a, local church or something and try to do a presentation for their youth group, I don't know, then you might not get that 4 and 5 figure check. But again, there are, large religious groups and organizations who do hire speakers and do have budgets. So do not count out religious organizations. Now, obviously, you cannot speak to them unless you know their language. And this goes for really a lot of these, maybe even all of these. You've got to sort of understand your audience for sure. Number 7, the education space. Now, the education space is huge. We're talking schools if you want to go in and speak to the students. If you want to go in and speak to the teachers and the faculty, we're talking districts. If you want to go speak to colleges and universities. If you want to go speak to organizations that operate within the colleges and universities. There is a wide world of education speakers. We interviewed, once again, Jesse Funk. We interviewed Carlos Malave. We had an entire day on the Next Stage Speaking Summit dedicated to the education market. And it is an area that is close to my heart. I do have fond memories of my youth speaking days for elementary, middle, and high school students. And I did a couple of college gigs, not too much. Okay, number 8, and to wrap it up, Peggy, this is what's going to get you excited. This is individuals, right? So when you think of motivational speakers, you might think of someone like Tony Robbins or Brendan Burchard, and these people speak to individuals. They amass a large following either by publishing lots of content, by partnering, by doing all kinds of stuff to build their massive followings. And then they put on their seminars, they put on their events, they do their own events. They sort of hire themselves and then they sell tickets. And individuals show up and pay for seminars, for summits, for whatever it is that you want to offer for individuals as an audience. This is probably, unfortunately, the most difficult road to go towards. Now, you know what, Peggy, you said personal development. That's more of a topic than an audience. These are, individuals will buy personal development messages. It's difficult, but not impossible to sell personal development to corporations and associates. You've got to repackage that, and that's a really important piece of trying to sell personal development. But if you want to target individuals, if you want to talk about health and wellness, if you want to talk about managing your money, if you want to talk about weight loss or whatever, which I guess falls into health and wellness, then you can target individuals. Once again, the path to successful, high-paying events from individuals is a longer, more difficult path because you've got to build your own audience. All right, that is it from me today. Once again, Tim David signing off. We will speak soon. Hey, real quick, if you have a question for me that you want me to answer in one of these Q&As, do go ahead and post it below. I would love, either on Facebook or YouTube or wherever you're watching this live stream. I would love to get your questions answered. You can also email me, tim@getspeakinggigs.com, and I will feature your question in a future video. Thanks so much. Speak soon.